Listen up, balance believers. While you're perfecting your morning meditation and preserving your precious energy, your hungrier competitors are working 90-hour weeks to steal your market share, and they are loving every minute of the massacre. SpaceX engineers work 70 to 80 hours a week during critical launches, revolutionizing space travel while you're revolutionizing your sleep schedule. That sustainable pace you're preaching is just corporate code for comfortable mediocrity. Hello, I'm Todd Hagopian, the original Stagnation Assassin, CEO of the Stagnation Assassins, and the executive director of the Stagnation Intelligence Agency. As always, this will be a fast-paced, bold, in-your-face episode where we will help teach all of the aspiring stagnation assassins out there how to declare war on stagnation. If you have issues with being outworked by obsessed competitors while you optimize your wellness routine, in this podcast, you will discover the intensity cycle framework that oscillates between 90% power and recovery, the sprint design that creates 6 weeks of bursts of breakthrough performance, and the controlled chaos that turns workaholics into world changers. Let me paint you a picture of the balance BS that's bankrupting your business. You've got entire industries infected with this work-life balance worship, creating companies full of clock watchers who treat 5 p.m. like a fire alarm. I've seen companies where suggesting weekend work gets you sent to HR for promoting unhealthy culture. Unhealthy. You know what's unhealthy? Bankruptcy. There was this software company that prided itself on sustainable pace. Their customers were shipping features twice as fast because they understood that breakthrough innovation requires breakthrough intensity. The Balance Brigade has brainwashed an entire generation into believing that excellence comes from moderation. Excellence comes from obsession. Look at any game-changing company, Tesla, Amazon, Apple, during their breakthrough years. The founders and early teams worked like maniacs, not because they had to, but because they wanted to. They were building something bigger than their yoga schedule. Here's what happens in balanced brainwash businesses. Mediocrity becomes the metric. Everyone's doing good enough work in their 40-hour weeks. Nobody's doing great work because greatness requires going beyond what's comfortable. It's like trying to win a marathon by jogging. Sure, you might finish, but you're going to finish last. I read about this startup that competed directly with a company that was obsessed with work-life balance. The Balance company had better funding, better market position, even better initial product. But 18 months later, the intense startup had crushed them. Why? Because while Balance Inc. was having Wellness Wednesdays, the Warriors were working weekends. Microsoft Japan 4-day workweek experience increased productivity by 40%. That sounds great, right? But here's what they don't tell you. That productivity boost came from constraint. When you compress time, you create intensity. Those employees weren't balanced. They were blazing through work because they had to. It wasn't balance that created results. It was pressure. The research is revealing high performers in any field, sports, arts, business, go through periods of intense, unbalanced focus. Michael Jordan didn't become the GOAT by maintaining work-life balance during the playoffs. Mozart didn't compose masterpieces by clocking out at 5 p.m. And Elon Musk didn't revolutionize multiple industries by prioritizing his personal time. But here's the really repulsive revelation. Work-life balance is often just fear dressed up as wisdom. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of finding out what you're really capable of. It's easier to hide behind balance than to admit you're not hungry enough to be exceptional. Another company I know lost their best performer to a competitor. Why? She was bored. The balanced culture was suffocating her ambition. She wanted to work weekends on exciting projects, but she was told that that would set a bad example. So she left for a company that would let her unleash her intensity. So right now, it is time to weaponize your work ethic. The intensity cycle framework doesn't demand constant 90-hour weeks. It demands strategic obsession. And here's how champions create cycles. 6 weeks of 90% intensity, followed by 1 week of recovery. During intensity phases, you're all in. Early mornings, late night, weekend warriors. During recovery, you're completely disconnected. This isn't balance, it's oscillation. Like a sprinter who goes all out and then recovers completely. Sprint design structures these surges for maximum impact. Each 6-week sprint has crystal clear deliverables that justify the intensity. You're not working long hours to look busy. You're working with warrior level focus to achieve specific breakthroughs. I know teams that accomplish more in a 6-week sprint than balanced teams accomplish in 6 months. One company implemented mission weeks where volunteer teams could work unlimited hours on breakthrough projects. And guess what? Everyone volunteered. Turns out people want to work intensely when the work matters. They shipped innovations that transformed their market position while competitors were still scheduling their next planning meeting. Here's the truth. Controlled chaos beats balanced boredom. Create an environment where intensity is celebrated, not suppressed. Where working through the weekend because you're excited about a breakthrough is seen as passion and not pathology. A friend's company has war rooms for critical projects. Pizza delivered, energy drinks stocked, and permission to go full throttle. Here's the counterintuitive key. Intense people are often happier than the balanced one. Why? Because they're fully engaged, completely absorbed, making maximum impact. There's deep satisfaction in giving everything to something meaningful. Balance often means never fully committing to anything. Obsessive focus periods produce exponential results. During these phases, cancel non-essential meetings, decline social innovations, delegate everything that doesn't directly drive the mission. You're not seeking balance, you're seeking breakthrough. I've watched teams in obsessive focus mode solve problems in days that had stumped them for months. Energy weaponization means treating your energy like ammunition. You don't spread it evenly across all the targets. You concentrate your fire on where it matters most. That startup crushed the balanced competitor. They identified 3 critical capabilities and poured all of their energy there. Their competitors tried to balance the effort across 20 priorities and excelled at none of them. The Microsoft Japan example actually proves the point. Constraints create intensity. So create your own constraints. Work in focused bursts where you must deliver because there's no time for do-overs. Parkinson's law states that work expands to fill time. So compress time and watch your productivity explode. As always, remember to visit toddhagopian.com for some awesome free content on slaying stagnation, or go straight to the source and visit the world's largest stagnation slaughterhouse at stagnationassassins.com. Make sure to sign up for updates on both, follow me on the socials, buy our books, do all the things. But most importantly, tune in next time as we continue to declare war on stagnation. Your intensity assignment for the day: choose one project that could transform your career or your company. And for the next 2 weeks, give it everything. Nights, weekends, full obsession. No balance, no moderation, just warrior level focus. And then compare what you accomplish to your last balanced month. The difference will destroy your devotion to moderation forever. Ask yourself, what could you achieve if you stopped balancing and you started blazing? Thanks again, folks. See you next time.